more than 20 years, Larry Nassar molested young American gymnasts. More than 160 of his victims and their relatives spoke at his sentencing hearing. Today, he was sent to prison for at least 175 years. Judge Rosemary Aquilina was scathing.
I've just signed your death warrant. I need everyone to be quiet. I still have contempt powers. I told you I'm not nice. I find that you don't get it, that you're a danger.
Before the judge passed her sentence, she read out part of a letter that she'd received from Larry Nassar defending his actions.
I was a good doctor because my treatments worked, and those patients that are now speaking out were the same ones that praised and came back over and over and referred family and friends to see me. The media convinced them that everything I did was wrong and bad. They feel I broke their trust. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Well, that was part of a letter written by Larry Nassar. He was more contrite in court.
Your words these past several days, your words have had a significant emotional effect on myself and is shaky to my core. I also recognize that what I am feeling pales in comparison to the pain, trauma, and emotional destruction that all of you are feeling. There are no words that can describe the depth and breadth of how sorry I am for what has occurred.
Well, throughout this trial, the victims have been central to proceedings. Today we heard from 3 more of them.
They don't see the frustration, the exhaustion, the sadness, the emotional and physical trauma that haunts my every day and my every move. They don't see the days that my husband finds me crying on the floor of our bedroom. They don't see me hiding in the bathroom at work, begging myself to pull it together just to make it through the rest of the day.
We were ultimately strong enough to take you down. Not one by one, but by an army of survivors. We are Jane Doe's no more.
What was done to myself and these other women and little girls, and the fact that our sexual violation was enjoyed by Larry matters. It demands justice. And the sentence you impose today will send a message about how much these precious women and children are worth. You have seen our pictures, Your Honor. Moments in time captured when they were young and vulnerable and violated.
Well, the last woman we were hearing from there was Rachel Den Hollander. She was the first to publicly accuse Nassar, and she was the final victim to speak. This was the reaction as she did so in court.
You are the bravest person I have ever had in my courtroom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the BBC's Neda Tawfik's been following this story from New York. She joins us live here on Outside Source. And it feels, Neda, the more this has unfolded in the last few days, this is a case that will resonate far beyond sport and into broader American society.
Absolutely. I mean, the sheer number of women and the strength of their testimony and the horrific accounts that they brought to this courtroom. I mean, the judge remarked at how brave they were to take this emotional toll, basically with the world's attention on them, because this has been such a high-profile case. Originally, 88 women were supposed to speak, but in the end, 156 victims decided to face Larry Nassar, saying that they gained strength from the other women who went before him. And certainly, we've already seen the U.S. Olympic Committee, after this sentencing, saying that they will have an independent third party look into how this could have gone on for so long. And that was one of the things that the women constantly touched upon in their testimonies, not just the anger for what had happened to them at the hands of Larry Nassar, but but by those that were surrounding him and protecting him, and who knew what and when.
Stay with us, please, Neda. Let's talk about 4 Olympic gold medalists who've gone public about being assaulted by Larry Nassar. They are Simone Biles, Ali Raceman, Gabby Douglas and Michaela Maroney. Others who spoke talked of their careers being derailed by the abuse that they experienced. Let's hear more of the testimony that we've heard in the past few days.
May you never hurt or abuse another person again.
I am broken. I'm tired. I feel like the life has literally been sucked out of me. You broke and shattered a lot of girls. You manipulated us to trust you because you're a doctor, and doctors do no wrong.
After this is said and done, you will be forgotten, but no one will forget how us women have gotten the strength to stand up and take you down. Perhaps you have figured it out by now, but little girls don't stay little forever. They grow into strong women that return to destroy your world.
Well, the focus is now turning to how this could have happened. Many of the victims have criticised USA Gymnastics for ignoring their complaints. They've accused the federation of suppressing their accounts to limit bad publicity. We also know an investigation has been launched into Michigan State University, where Dr. Nassar practiced for decades. And then there are questions being levelled at US Olympic officials and what they knew. And if we bring Neda back here in New York, I guess I'm wondering, Neda, who's overseeing all of these investigations?
Well, the state attorney general has said that they will look into what happened at Michigan State University, where Larry Nassar was employed. When it comes to the U.S. Olympic Committee, again, they've said that they're going to have an independent third party looking into this. But the question becomes whose kind of heads should roll over this. On Monday, 3 board members from USA Gymnastics resigned, but you have Ali Raceman, who's an Olympic gold medalist, saying she believes that USA Gymnastics is rotten to the core and that there needs to be a complete restructuring of the sport's governing body. And so it's unclear what will happen on that front. But again, I think when you heard the girls kind of speak to on numerous occasions is that there doesn't need to just be this case closed at the end of this sentencing. There does need to be proper follow-up, and the judge herself said there needs to be a massive investigation, which, as I say, the state attorney general says they are going to start looking into.
Neda, thank you very much indeed.